Hello, this is Linda Vetras Nichols, evolutionaryhealer.com, and I have with me the most amazing person, Ashely Maven. Welcome, Ashely.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This is going to be so much fun. Ashley, you have an amazing story of transformation. And I love this because I used to work in even like a psychiatric day treatment center with very young children. So I love psychology and, all the labels. I was helping pull kids out of biochemical labels. And that was all what I did in my past. And now I'm a performance improvement coach. So go for it, Ashley. Tell your story. It's so amazing what you've pulled yourself through.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, in very, very short and very nutshell version, I was a really, really unhappy kid. I was really anxious, super depressed. And by the time I was about 20, I was on 11 different psychoactive meds, all prescribed, all taking what I was told to. I was told I'd have to be on this my entire life. I was told I had so many different labels, from generalized anxiety disorder to panic disorder to bipolar to ADD, ADHD to, just so many, dissociative disorder, you name it. Every time I went, there was a new label. And I was told
Yeah.
basically I would have to manage it, and that there was never going to be a cure for it. It's just more pills. So thank the Lord for my tenacity, because somewhere in my early 20s, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And
Okay.
a little brief recap was my dream as a child was to ride Grand Prix dressage horses. And everyone said I couldn't, and there wasn't the money and this and that. And by 25, I had done all those dreams. I had this horse business and I was still miserable. So I was still in so much pain. So I was like, this doesn't make sense. I have everything I said I ever wanted. I went out and got it, and I'm still miserable. So I got done with the pills, and I actually found something called psychoneurology, or we also call it new psychology, as well as energy medicine, as well as all my metaphysical studies. And through really learning how the unconscious and conscious minds work, I was able to not only totally heal myself and never have to take another medication again, but I'm literally the happiest person I know. I always say that my clients are right there with me now, but I'm literally the happiest person I know, and it's authentic, and it's because of how I've learned to take care of myself and get my mental and emotional health on board, if you will. So the one little last step in that journey was I didn't understand the money thing, and I didn't understand the money game. And I didn't understand why two people could do the exact same thing and someone could make a ton of money and someone couldn't. So in a nutshell, I applied everything I learned about how the unconscious mind works to money and success. And so that's what's brought me here today.
That's amazing. I love that story. It's
Yeah.
so powerful. Yeah. And it's true. When we can tap into the mind and how it does work and have that deep understanding and then have even walked it ourselves. So now we have it like at a cellular patterned level. Yeah, we can not only be a role model for others, but we can teach others those steps. So wonderful. So step into success and wealth with ease. Oh my gosh, who doesn't want that last part for sure?
The last part is what I think I didn't even mean to become branded about it, but it's like my thing. That is my word. I call myself instead of CEO, it's Chief Ease Officer is what CEO stands for in my business.
I love it. Absolutely. And I'm all about that too. As an empath, as an introvert, I love to extrovert, but I just don't get my energy from it. So I
Right.
have worked in my life to build ease in as well. So very cool. I love it. All right. So you know why people get stuck, don't you? You certainly had your list, your laundry list of that one. So tell us
Yeah,
more about why people get stuck.
sure. So you can notice that it can be so hard to make certain changes or certain shifts, whatever the goals are. They can be a health goal, a wealth goal, a personal goal, a love goal. See, the issue behind this is we have, in our mind, we have the logical mind, which is 10%. So that's where you're really, it's your conscious mind. It's where you're analytical. It's where you're able to reason. It's where you go A plus B equals C. It all makes sense, but that's only about 10%. That's where you're having your thoughts. Your unconscious mind, the other 90%, is totally feeling based. It's like a tiny little toddler driving a big, powerful yacht, and that is the of your mind. Yeah, and it's not logical at all. It doesn't care that A plus B equals C. It'll say A plus B equals LMNOP. It just doesn't work that way. It's completely feeling based. And why people get stuck is your unconscious mind, that 90%, it absolutely hates change because it doesn't know what change is. It only wants to create in your life what it already knows. That's why so many childhood patterns we replay as adults, all those type of things. You heard you married your father. Well, there you go. You know,
Yeah, bingo.
right. You pick things that you know. And so because your unconscious mind hates change and it's not logical, it would literally rather keep you suffering, even if that's poor, sick, alone, trauma, crisis, than it would to allow you to have the new thing, even if the new thing is $1 million.
Wow.
So yeah, so when you understand that 90% of you, so it's way stronger than that 10% that you're thinking your new thoughts, that 90% is terrified of you to grow and expand, then the cool thing is you're not a victim to it. You can get on board and learn to take care of your unconscious mind in a way that allows you to start effortlessly expanding into success, whether it's success in wealth or whatever area of your life.
Wow, that is so empowering. And, a classic example of that is the Powerball, the millions of dollars you can win, with the lottery and all that stuff. And people just sabotage it. Or they'll just stick to the life that they had always lived and they barely tap into the money. It's like, would you say like a fear base going on there too?
Yeah, absolutely. That taps into what we hear of reference as wealth consciousness. Basically, the unconscious mind decided what it believes about prosperity, money, abundance, and all these things. So that 90% is running this record. And if you won the lottery, but before you had been struggling with money, then you're running a record that's playing lack and limitation. So because the unconscious is not logical, when you get millions and millions, you don't just jump to a new record just because you have millions and that must mean you have money now. You're still running lack and limitation. So there's some crazy statistic, and I don't even remember what it is, but it's something like 90% or something like that, of everyone who wins the lottery ends back up where they were originally after just a few years. That's because of that unconscious mind records.
Yeah, or worse, right?
Yeah. And that's because they never changed that lack and limitation.
Wow, that's so amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to say on this slide, or would you like to go to the next one?
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to help people move past this.
Yeah, cool beans. Okay, so focus on solutions. Great slide for the next slide. So tell us about focusing on solutions. You've got daydream and teach through images and build a threshold. So you have lots of resources even right here on this slide. So tell us more.
Yeah, so we want to start focusing on how to move into the new thing versus how to cut out the old thing. If I told you right now, do not think of a pink elephant, but you just think of a pink elephant.
My reticular activating system would not hear don't.
Right? So our unconscious mind doesn't understand negation. It doesn't understand don't think thoughts about being poor. Doesn't understand that. And our society, our culture is so diagnosis based, it's so pathologizing that we're constantly trying to cut out the thing that's wrong. When it comes to the mind, it's not how it works. What you want to do is strengthen the new thing you'd rather have. So these little bullet points underneath are ways that you can do that. So if you are in lack and limitation or suffering around money and you want to have more than enough, we want to put your focus on the more than enough. That's where we want your money lens to go, if you will. So first one you can do, this is super easy and it's super fun. Vividly daydream, whatever it is you're calling in. You can daydream a day in your dream life of the amount of money you'd like to have, or a day of what it would be like to have the clients that you say you want, or the car. It really doesn't matter. But what you do is you vividly daydream it, you turn the colors up, you make it as real as possible. And the cool thing is your unconscious does not know what is happening, what has happened, or what hasn't happened. It doesn't understand time. So that's why worrying is so toxic, by the way. If you're worrying about a thing that might never happen, your unconscious thinks it's happening because it doesn't get it. So if you vividly daydream what you're calling in, it gets familiar with it. It goes, oh, I know that thing. That thing feels good. That thing's safe. So that's one tip. The other one, teaching through images. Well, one way to do that is daydreaming, by the way. But the other one, you've heard of vision boards and, inspiring lookbooks and things like that. The key with this, though, is to have images around that you can begin to familiarize your unconscious mind of what that's like. So it's just like, I expect to have that kind of money. I expect to have that, whatever it is. But the key with teaching through images is to make sure to pop a few images in there of things you already have that you're grateful for. So my dog makes it to everyone. My kitty makes it to everyone. The current car I have makes it to everyone because I love it. And anything that you're like, yeah, I'm so excited. I already have that. That way you're not teaching your unconscious, right, that you don't have something. So.
Wow, that is potent. I haven't heard that one and I've been around the block. So very cool. I love your training. This is awesome. Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, do you know that wisdom came to me just by praying one night? I don't know, even a couple years ago. I literally just heard to do that. So I've done it ever since.
Beautiful.
And it works, right. The next one, and this can be trickier, even though it's very, very simple, is you want to build your threshold. We all have a threshold of how good we think we can feel, how much love we think we can have, how much money we think we can have. Heard things called like limits and money ceilings and all this stuff. Well, your unconscious has decided basically that there's a scale and that you have the end of the scale. There is no such thing as more. So what you start doing is showing your unconscious that, oh, no, there's so much more and it's so safe. And ways you can do that is just through feelings. Like when you're daydreaming, you can be mindful of how long you can easily step into feeling great. And it might be only 3 seconds. It might be 3 minutes. When you start kind of getting mindful of how easy it is for you to hold feeling good, then like working out at the gym, you start to expand. Excuse me, it's windy. It sounds like things are blowing outside. You start to expand how long you can hold it. So you start with your 5-pound weight, then you move slowly to your 8-pound, and then you keep moving till you've extended your threshold. So you have a threshold for massive amounts of, whether it's money, joy, happiness. But the key is building the threshold for the feeling you're holding. So what does having money feel like to you? Does it feel free? Does it feel happy? Extend that, and hold that. Yeah.
Whoa, that's a good one. I love it. All right. Anything else on this slide, or would you like to move on?
No, we can go on. This is great.
Okay, so how to step into abundance. Okay, so money lens. Wow, what's that about?
Sure. So in stepping into abundance, this kind of correlates with our last slide. We have a money lens. So our money lens is where we're putting our attention. And you've heard where our attention goes, our energy goes, right? Mm-hmm. So in our society, we are just conditioned to look at ways that money is leaving us. We pay bills. I need this to pay this. We're so conditioned to see things in lack and limitation. So what are we doing unconsciously with that 90%? We're just creating more of that. We're just creating more things of that. So you want to change. You want to make a choice to see the more than enough in the world in your own life. So it can start with just noticing that trees don't ever have a lack of foliage or abundance, or it can be seeing the more than enough around in your own day-to-day life. There's ways that I play with this. I used to notice at the grocery store, I'd only buy like the exact amount of apples and oranges that I needed because I thought I was being good. I wasn't being wasteful. That's being mindful. But I was actually doing that out of lack and limitation. I was doing that out of a little bit of fear. So instead, now I always buy extra orange and extra apple, and I cut it up and I give it to my squirrel friends. I'm putting my lens on more than enough.
My squirrel friends. I love that. That's amazing. My stepdad, when he would go to the store, would always buy two. He needed one, needed, right? He didn't evidently have that attitude. So, there's more than enough. It's always 2. When he comes home, it's always 2. We're getting low on this, brings home 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else on the money lens?
No, that's good.
Okay. And then so, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say the next one, the money intake exercise, it just reinforces training your mind to look for the ways that there's more than enough so you can step into that. This is a fun little exercise that you can do. And basically, you just track the way money has shown up for you. So if there is a paycheck or a client check, yes, all of that goes on there. Every day you would write down what you received. If you found a penny on the ground, you write that penny down. If someone bought you a coffee or someone took you out and bought you dinner, you can write down that dinner. If there was a really great sale and you felt like, woo, I saved all that money, you can write that right down. You want to start training your mind to see the way money comes to you instead of the way money leaves.
Yeah.
Money does never leave, it just recirculates. But we train ourselves through like expense sheets and all these tracking sheets and all these books and our checkbooks to always be counting the ways it's going. We want to count the ways purely that it's coming.
Nice.
So,
love it. Yeah. And my money block that I worked through was money comes and goes. So, and I ended up writing the whole thing. It was really good. I'd love to dig that out again, take a look at that. Okay. And so, money intake exercise, was that what you wanted to share there?
Yep.
All right. So, and then create a news story.
So we're constantly walking around essentially living this story we've told ourselves. We've told ourselves what dad did to us, what mom did to us, what the guy at the grocery store did to us, what this did to us. And we're constantly painting these pictures in our mind. Well, the thing is, we have the choice to tell ourselves any story we want. We don't have to tell ourselves stories where we're the victim. Because what happens if you're a victim, that means someone else is a villain and then you need a savior. I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting around for anyone. I'm my own savior. So in my stories, I'm a really great, wonderful, cool person doing amazing things in this world. And even if I've experienced lack and limitation, I make sure that in today, I experience myself as this very lavish, abundant woman, that has more than enough. So creating a new story just gives you permission to tell yourself that you are whatever you want to be. A little example I'll give you that I think is really a cute one. My friend and colleague is on board with this, and we're very creative in how we speak to each other to tend to more positive stories. So he was at a CVS, and he sent me a text that said, there's this man standing about 6 inches behind me in a trench coat, and every time I put something into my basket, he leans over and stares at me. So I went, oh, that's a little creepy. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if I like that. So then his next text to me was, he must think I'm a superhero in disguise. And he must just really want to know what superheroes buy. And I'm like, I laughed. I'm like, that is genius, right?
Yes, right.
He has a conscious mind. So he knows to keep himself safe. He knows. Sure. He knows. He doesn't have to go into that. He knows to watch to make sure the guy's not going to be weird. But he chose in that moment to give his unconscious a story that serves him.
Yeah, that's incredibly beautiful. I love that. I had a gymnastics accident, and it was within months of losing my father to suicide. So I had 2 major traumas in high school, and I was working with a gal who did bioorthonomy, and it's changing the hold patterns of our structure, especially our muscles. And she said, retell that story of your gymnastics accident. And nobody can seem to get under my scapula. It's pretty rare. And I told the story, and clunk, my whole scapula on the right side just dropped right into place, and she just smoothly went under and relaxed some more muscles for me. And it was incredible. So I hear you, and I just was working with someone on the phone today, and she was telling me her mission because all these negatives were going on in the world. And I said, really, we all came in not acting that way. So, we all have the ability to not act that way. And the world is moving to the positive. So flip it, and assume, hey, it's already here. Just know it's here. Everyone has the capabilities, and wow, she did a lot of releasing and a lot of shifting of her thoughts in just that phone conversation. So isn't it amazing? And that whole created news story, right?
Totally. And your sharing shows you, your unconscious mind, I should have mentioned this. It's not just located up here in your brain where your conscious mind is. It's located all throughout your body. So when you're healing this stuff and when you're starting to tell new stories and you're releasing and creating the new, all sorts of physical miracles happen all the time.
Yeah,
So
right? It's been amazing. Yeah, we work at the cellular level, my husband and I do. It's like, whoa. I mean, somebody's asthma cleared up, wow. It was like, really? How did
yeah,
that story, affect your asthma, right?
yeah, so
Cool.
common. I've seen incredible physical healings through this type of just understanding of how it works, and it's amazing.
Yeah, very cool. I love it. Okay, doke. So, in summary, my dear, why people get stuck, to focus
Why?
on the solutions to get unstuck, and how to step into abundance. So, I'd love for you to summarize.
Sure. So, just in short, why people get stuck, the main reason is your unconscious hates change. And your unconscious is at 90%, and it's not logical, it's completely illogical, and it's running the show. And people don't understand it because it's not as loud as your conscious talking mind. And so people just don't know how to get on board to support it. And the very first thing you can be doing in your life today to the solution to that is focusing on the solutions, focusing on ways to show your unconscious that the new things, the new level of abundance or success or wealth or the things you're growing into are already here today and they're easy and you got them. And you want to retell the story and retrain the mind on what it believes is safe. All that it believes is safe is what it knows. So if that's suffering, suffering is safe. Happiness would not
Wow.
be safe. So it's getting on board and showing that and seeing your unconscious as a sweet little child that you're holding up things and going, see, this is okay. We can have this.
Yeah, right? I love
Yeah,
that.
that's the very first step to stepping through this. And how to step into abundance. It's a similar thing. It's really, truly wealth, success. All of that is an inside job. It starts here. And so on how to step into it is how to teach yourself it first, how to be vibrating it, and by vibrating, I mean, the feelings that you walk around in your day to day have that new feeling of wealth or success, not just the 5 minutes in the morning when you're doing your affirmation work, but really
Yeah.
stepping into it all day, even if you have to be an actress or an actor,
Yep.
what it feels like.
Yeah, the as if.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. Very cool. Anything else you'd like to say while we're still here? You good on that one?
It feels really good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. So you have an amazing gift for everybody. Top 15 most powerful manifestation secrets revealed. And if you've heard other people teaching on manifestation, you're not going to hear the same stuff from Ashely as you just did in this interview. She has it down. And manifestation is not just the law of attraction. And
Oh, man.
Ashely knows that. She has the skills and she's been so generous to put this together for everybody. So, top 15 most powerful manifestation secrets revealed. You can just go back to your email and click the link below her bio to get the gift. But I would like you, Ashely, to go ahead and share, what you've created and how it works and why.
Yeah, sure. So when you go to my website, which you'll have that link in your email, there's a little place to sign up and you'll receive free gifts from me. One of the most popular ones is this top 15 most powerful manifestations revealed and manifestation secrets. And it is an audio recording that comes with a workbook and it gives you
Oh,
some powerful lessons on how your unconscious works, how your conscious works, how the universal laws at play, and all that fun stuff to get you really starting to purposely, deliberately create the reality that you want. There's some other free gifts you'll get to, like a video on how to make yourself energetically visible to money. That's a really fun one. And you get some other kind of yummy gifts of prosperity that come your way once you sign up. So, yeah.
nice. Thank you for that. Appreciate that very much. All right, so just go back to the email when we get done here and click the link and you can opt in for that freebie of Ashely's. Great gift.
Thank you.
All right. So Ashely, anything else you'd like to share, to summarize?
Just thank you so much for having me. And to anyone who's doubting, their own ability to get up and change a channel in their life and have a new reality. I am living proof. I mean, everyone said I couldn't essentially be happy and I couldn't have the life I have, and I have a life of ease and I have a life I'm excited to wake up for. So if I can do it, that's my motto I always use. If I can do it, you can do it.
I love it. And that's so true. I mean, wow. When you think of all the labels you were under, all the medications you were on, and you still, pulled it in, you drew it all in, and you were like, I don't know if you were conscious of it at the time that you had drawn in all that negativity that was going on for you. And, in drawing in people who weren't pinpointing what was really going on, and then you just put your foot down though and made this shift, like, I'm not living like this, right?
You know how in AA they talk about you really have to get your rock bottom. I was really comfortable being in a ton of pain. Then there was just this moment in life where tragedy after crisis after, I mean, it just like there's more than one person can handle, and so in that moment it was just too much, and I just went like hands in the air. This isn't right. I clearly don't know the answer. It was in that surrender.
It was your white flag moment. Some will say come to Jesus moment. We all have that, and it really is. It's that dark night of the soul when we go, wait a minute. Yeah, right. Very dark.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No. Enough is enough. I'm done. I'm getting off the merry-go-round, is what my husband, Terry Earthwind Nichols, usually says. I just want off the merry-go-round. But it's making that decision, putting your foot down, sticking your stake in the ground and saying, this is changing today. And, I don't even know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. And it's really cool because lots of things, people, whatever, just appear and help you with building that bridge to change. Very cool. I love it.
You need to know how. That's the cool thing about what you just said. It's so true. You don't need to know how. You don't need to know necessarily how you're going to get the money or how this is going to happen. You just make the decision, and you've heard the universe conspires to make it happen for you. Step into certainty. Decide it's going to be different, and allow life to keep showing you the next step ahead of you. I did not know back then this would be me today. And maybe if I had known the whole path, I might have run the other way. I might have gotten a little scared.
What? I'm going to be on camera? I know I would have. This is really new for me to have broken through and be on camera.
Funky new agey chick that's out there helping people make money. Like Ashely back then would have been like, wait, what? I trained
horses. For sure. I tried horses.
So, I don't know what that is. But that's the point. It's just, you just make the decision, you follow the first step right in front of you, which leads you to the next, which leads you to the next, which leads you to the next.
Beautiful. Well done, my dear. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. This was fun.
Cool beans. All right, Ashely. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye.